been a interesting couple weeks, and I just want to share an update. My wife and I agreed to separate, and we were fully committed to it. And I have a past video talking about that. In this video, I want to talk more about why I think going through this created the real change in our marriage that I had been looking for and hoping for for years now. Um, when you go through something very painful, traumatic, challenging, it changes you. Um, People talk about that all the time. So I think these few weeks of not talking to each other, convincing ourselves mentally that it was over, preparing to face the reality of moving on, and actually confronting it as real really made us see clearly the importance of resolving our differences rather than just saying, you know what, we're growing in different ways, it's time to move on. We got married, we committed to working through whatever we go through. Um, but yeah, as a historically weak man, beta, I had always been a people pleaser. I was raised to put women on a pedestal, and as a man, your job is to just give them everything they want. And I tried to do that for most of my marriage at the expense of myself. And it reached a point where I had done my own growth and dealing with what made me depressed and anxious and unhappy with life. But that growth came at the expense of that past people pleasing self and the past self that would do anything for her. Um, but it wasn't compatible. It was either I do everything for her and she's happy, or I don't do that so that I can have some semblance of happiness, which would make her unhappy. So it was always this like only one of us could be happy at a time. And I wanted to get to a point where, okay, I can take care of myself and be the person I need to be happy, but in a way that I could meet her needs as well. But that required her to accept this new version of me and to accept these changes that I've made in my life. And she had a lot of fear around that. She felt like she was losing me, losing the person that I was, and felt like I was changing too much for her. I've become more conservative, I've become more religious, I follow Christ, I'm attending a Catholic church again. Whereas I used to be super progressive, liberal, like feminist, like, you know. Um, and I had to, like I talk about in the past video, from months ago, sometimes you have to be the bad guy. Sometimes you have to, when you are a leader, just put your foot down, choose a path, and say, we're going down this path. And I want you to come with me, but I'm not going to force you, but I'm going down this path. And that's kind of what happened. I said, I'm going down this path. I will support you always, but I can't be a romantic partner with you if you can't accept that I'm going down this path. Just watching a little spider over here just crawl around on its web. Um, so by me doing that and saying, okay, then if you can't accept me, we're separating. And she had to confront that, and that fear of separation and becoming a single mom was greater than the fear of being with a person who she doesn't quite know anymore and she feels has changed. So that forced her to look at, okay, I need to really like try to understand him because I don't want this separation, but I also don't want him to change. But what I want less, the thing that fears me more is the separation. So it was like the lesser of two fears. Um, and so to any like young guys or any guy that's watching this who might be unhappy in their marriage, you might have to make this similar step of putting it all on the line and choosing a path and leading and going down that path and accepting the short term pains and conflicts and uncomfort that results from that. But if you can endure through that short term pain and stay strong and still, show support and love, even though you're going down a different path, your wife will open her eyes. She'll see, okay, he's still there, but he's still showing love and support, even though we're separating. Can I soften up? Can I soften my heart and try to go along with him versus, as like a lot of feminist women want to be the leader and want to be the boss babe and all that. But deep down, as a man, you provide and offer so much, security, protection, comfort to your wife. And when she truly has to confront losing that, there is possibility for changes to occur. And that's what I've seen. Um, just trying to tell my story and continue practicing telling my story. Um, that's about all I want to talk about. So, moral of the story is, as a man, you have to have your vision on the very long term and push through whatever hurdles and discomforts and pains are, along the path. Because, as Jesus says, the path of righteousness is narrow. It's not an easy path, but it is the right path and will ultimately bring about the life that you truly want and that is truly best for you, for your family, for communities, and for the world if more men and more people did this. I'll stop there.